Hey there, Regina Anley here, and it is time for the AI Spotlight. This week we have been talking about keeping it human. And what do we mean? In this day and age of AI, keeping it human is more relevant than ever. In the past, keeping it human meant stop trying to edit the you out of your content. And we talked about that on Tips and Tricks Tuesday with you would create some content and then kind of polish it up and kind of take all of you out of it. But that's what people actually want. They want you. With AI, now it gets even more complicated because AI is being used to create a lot of content. People are not necessarily going in and adding them back into their content. And what's coming out of it is a bunch of lookalike content from everybody. It's all the same stuff. They're all saying the same thing. They're all saying it the same way. And you don't want to be like everybody else. You want to stand out. So how do you do that? You put your human back in. So you're not doing it wrong per se. You just need to add another step to what you're doing if you're creating AI content. So I'm going to do a quick little demo. I'm going to use ChatGPT. And let me come over here and share my screen. I have a screen up, and I'll tell you what I did with my ChatGPT because my ChatGPT knows me well. And because I'm going to do a little demo here, I needed to tell ChatGPT, forget about me for a minute. In this thread, forget about me. So that's what you see here. Forget about me. This is all about doing this demo. So pretend that you don't know anything about me. Otherwise, it would naturally add in my voice, my style, and everything that I do. So if you've been using any AI tool that has memory, a paid version like Claude or Gemini or ChatGPT or any other AI content creation tool that has the memory to remember your voice, as you go through, you want to make sure that your voice is accurately your voice. You want to make sure that it's really actively displaying how you speak. Because here's the thing, we don't type as we speak. And, we've never typed as we speak. And yet we used to type all of our content in, but it still came out as us. And when you speak your prompts and when you speak your information in, it comes out more like you. I recommend highly that on all of the tools, whatever tool you're using, speak your content into the box. So down here on ChatGPT, there's a little dictate button. Now I have some pre-made prompts for time consideration here. So I'm going to put those in and I'm going to show you what it looks like when you do this and you set it up right. So let me grab the first prompt here. And the first prompt is very simple. It's very generic. It's very similar to what a lot of people put in. Write a LinkedIn post about why coaches should show up authentically online. And it's going to write a post. Authenticity is one of the most powerful tools a coach can use online in a world full of polished content, perfectly curated profiles. People are craving something real. They want to work with someone they can trust, and trust is built through honesty, clarity, and consistency. This all sounds fabulous. I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but this all sounds fabulous, right? It also sounds very generic. It also sounds very plain. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take my second post here, my second prompt. Let me copy that. Now, if I was doing this for my own content, again, I would specifically go into my tool and I would speak it in and tell it exactly what it is that I'm looking for, because that way I know that I'm getting my voice. So the second prompt here says, rewrite that post in the voice of a straight-talking business strategist who helps coaches stand out from the crowd. Use casual conversational language. Keep it real, not corporate. Include the idea of showing up as your inner unicorn. I created these prompts for me. And make it sound like something you'd say to a friend over coffee. So now I'm giving some context to how I want the output to sound from this prompt. So now it's going to take that prompt and it's going to change it up a little bit. So now it sounded a little bit more conversational. It already started out with that first line. If you're a coach trying to grow on LinkedIn, can I tell you something? If you wouldn't say it out loud, don't post it. I see way too many smart, experienced coaches turn into corporate robots the second they open LinkedIn. Suddenly it's leverage your synergistic framework. Friend, what? Now, I probably wouldn't say that. Again, you're going to go in, you're going to edit this to sound like you. I told my chat to ignore everything it knows about me. My chat GPT knows that I'd never use friend ... what? But that is very conversational. So what you need to do is you need to identify those key phrases. How do you talk? Go talk to somebody and pay attention to those little phrases that you say all the time. Do you say, hey, you want to know what the secret sauce is? Hey, like we've got this. We don't want to have a bunch of the, likes. That's really a little too much. We want to pull that kind of stuff out. However, we want to keep it conversational and keep it like you. So if there's a phrase or something that you say all the time, like if you say, seriously, if that's how you start stuff when you're explaining something, that should be in your content. Other people might argue and say, well, that doesn't sound professional. It sounds like you. And people want to work with you. They're not looking to work with a robot. They're looking to work with you. So this one spelt it out just a little bit more and said, that's the people part. Remember, you don't stand out by copying the tone of everyone else in your industry. You stand out by owning your perspective. Talk the way you talk. Share what you actually think. Tell the real stories, not the polished highlight reel. Because clients don't hire the most perfect coach. They hire the one they feel connected to. Again, I created this post to actually demonstrate what we're doing here and explain it. So let your inner unicorn roam a little. LinkedIn can handle it. And it even put a little unicorn emoji at the end of that. So when you think about what you're putting out there, use this simple formula to add your voice in. First off, you want your tone. How do you talk? Is it casual? Is it direct? Is it warm? Is it professional? Your audience. Who are you talking to? Yeah, sure. If you're talking to a bunch of executive CEOs in the corporate marketplace, then yeah, you want it more professional. You want it more direct. If you're a health coach and you're talking to somebody that you're going to help lose weight, you're talking pretty casual to that person. It's not the same tone and it's not the same audience. So pay attention to what your tone is and your audience is. And then add in that signature language that you have, those phrases that you use, the words that you use all the time when you're talking. Pay attention to yourself talking. So here's another version. I have one more prompt to show. Let me copy it for an example. And it says, write a Facebook post about creating authentic content. Write it for coaches and consultants who are overwhelmed by content creation. Use a warm, direct tone. Mention that their unique voice is their biggest differentiator and that no AI can replicate it. That is a very clear instruction for your prompt. That's what we're talking about. We've got your tone, we've got the audience, and the mention that their unique voice is their biggest differentiator is a phrase that is used. So now when this comes up, the first line, if creating content feels hard lately, you're not alone. That is a scroll stopping prompt. If that's the person and that's how they feel, that will stop the scroll. So sit down to write a post, don't overthink it. It kept it very simple. It kept it in very easy language, and it made it so that it sounds more like me, right? So when you think about putting those prompts in, let's go back up to the prompt, write a Facebook post telling it what it is that it's doing about creating authentic content, the topic. Write it for who? The audience, coaches and consultants who are overwhelmed by content creation. That is a very clear audience. Here's the tone. Use a warm, direct tone and mention that their unique voice is their biggest differentiator and that no AI can replicate it. That is standing out in the signature language. So every single time you speak into your AI tool to have it create content for you, you can be training it over and over and over again with your voice. And the more you do that, the more it will remember, and the more automatically it's just going to start doing it without you even giving the instructions because it knows who you are. Once that memory gets set, it knows who you are, and then it just creates what you need to create exactly the way you need to create it. There's a lot less editing that needs to be done to the content that's created by AI because it has your signature voice. So be human in all of your content, whether AI is creating it or you are creating it manually. The whole purpose of using AI is to make it easier and faster. So if you want to speed up the process and use AI, you need to make sure AI understands fully that tone, that voice, who it is that you're writing your content for, and add in all of those things that make you human, all of those phrases. If you say awesome all the time or amazing all the time, make sure it knows that and have it write the way you would actually talk. Now, last tip, once you get done something and you've created it, read it out loud, not in your head, out loud. Why? When you read it out loud, you will know right away if it sounds like you. You'll have this feeling inside. It'll be like, yeah, that sounds like it needs some work, or spot on, that was exactly the way I would have said that. Read it out loud before you hit post. And there you have it. You can keep yourself human in this age of AI. We'll see you next time on the AI Spotlight. Bye for now.